If you have leftover turkey from your Christmas dinner or Thanksgiving dinner and you don't know what to do with it, you have to make this leftover turkey soup. This is now my new favourite soup recipe, and I make it in a slow cooker because, let's face it, on those days after Christmas, the last thing you want to be doing is sitting in front of an oven. But I do have a method for both the oven and the slow cooker on my website, and I will link that down below, so if you want to give this a go, you have options. Now, to start off with, I'm just chopping up some veg for this. Now, for the base of the soup, I'm using an onion, and I've also got some carrot and some celery. This is just kind of my standard soup base, but it is always so good. It makes the soup taste so flavoursome. Now, I'm just roughly chopping these, excuse my terrible knife skills, and popping them in the slow cooker pan. This slow cooker that I use is actually my favourite because it's got a really light pan that I can use on the hob. I'll link it down below if anyone's interested, but it just really helps save on like washing up. Because in this recipe, I like to cook the veg off a little bit in some oil. I find that frying the veg slightly before putting it straight into the slow cooker gives it a really amazing depth of flavour. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but for me, it just really adds to the taste of the soup. I'm adding some garlic in as well. I use chopped frozen garlic because it's easier, and a little bit of olive oil, and then I just fry this off. So as you can see, it's had maybe about 5 minutes. And it just really helps with the flavour. And then I'm adding in some gluten-free chicken stock. Now, I have a recipe to make homemade chicken stock, which you could also use a turkey carcass for, which I will link in the description below this video, but you can just use a shop-bought one. There's lots of gluten-free options, so just make sure you check the ingredients. Now, I've added in some dried herbs, and then I'm going to let this cook. I think it was on high for about 3 to 4 hours, but like I said, the whole recipe is written up on my website. And then I'm adding in my shredded turkey. Again, you can use chicken if you have chicken. It works really well with either. Give that a bit of a stir. And then for my soup, I'm adding in some gluten-free orzo. Now, this is new from Tesco this year, and it is a proper novelty in my world. It's so good, but if you can't get hold of any, you can use rice, you could use quinoa. And again, I'll link my orzo guide below, which has got a few brands that are available in the UK. So once the orzo is cooked through, that's literally how easy it is to make this soup. So if you think you're going for a nice like winter walk in those days in between Christmas and New Year, you can just pop this in the slow cooker, and when you get back, lunch will be ready. Now, I'm just sprinkling some fresh parsley, and then I had some leftover stuffing which I crumbled on top as a bit of an experiment, but actually this was really good, so I would highly recommend that. But I do have a crouton recipe on the blog as well, so I will link that in the description. I really hope you like this recipe. If you want more leftover ideas, check out my website and hit subscribe for a new Christmas recipe every day.